You're tuned in to the Smart Love Podcast, where real stories, real lessons, and real love meet. This is your space to grow, heal, and elevate every part of your life, from love and relationships to success and wealth. Smart Love is a blueprint to happiness and becoming your best, most irresistible self. It's all about that smart love. Get you some. Stepping into the Smart Love studio, my next guest, Diiago Prada.
Shoot my money gang shit. Yeah. Hold up. Look, my bitch bad like Michael. I be in the head like micro. Water diamonds on me, that's a light show. Probably going broke, that's a typo. I be doing numbers, that's a fight score. None of my niggas ain't like yo. Probably why them niggas don't like yo. I spin a nigga block, go psycho. Step.
Welcome to a special edition of Smart Love. And I've said this once before, every edition is special to me because every time I get to sit next to the next rising superstar and I get to say, hey, I knew them when I had them on Smart Love, like it's special to me. So I got Diiago Prada in the building.
What's going on, world?
What
it do?
Hey, I'm so glad to have you.
Yeah, we told him it was coming.
Hey, he's a man of his word.
I don't know if they were paying attention. We told him it was coming.
We did. Yep. The P. Brown's event. Yep. I caught him. He came over to the booth. And I was like, I want you on the show. Now, there's a lot of people at that event that said they was coming on the show.
Yeah.
You the first one.
Shout out to P. Brown. 20 years in the game is major.
That's dope.
For anybody to be a great resource to people for that long.
Right.
And get the flowers she got. So, major shout out to her. And she's still going. She's still
well deserved.
Yeah, facts.
Yes, yeah, and she's bringing people together, and so the whole purpose of that event, right, was like to get people from behind the computer, in person, networking, working together, especially in this digital world that we're in today. Like we can get so caught up in what we're doing online, we don't do enough face to face. Right.
That's how it was when I came in. It was, you had to build relationships, and you had to, know people. Mm-hmm. It wasn't social media. It didn't really exist. So, if you weren't really in them rooms and knowing people in real life, then
it's
a different form of networking.
Right, exactly. Like your albums wasn't getting sold, and people didn't know who you were. Like, how would they if you weren't out here meeting the people? So,
I did it. I don't. Went to Walmart and got them blank CDs and wrote on them and went to the gas station, passed them out for $1 donation. I done been in there. I started in that era. So screaming wasn't a thing. You had to trap out the trunk is what they called it.
I love that. I love that. So, we're going to start from the beginning. So, first of all, are you like real Atlanta? Are you like old Atlanta?
No,
like you really Atlanta? Like you really from Atlanta?
Every side of town.
Every side of town.
Except for the north side. I don't think I ever lived on the north side. I did a lot of business on the north, but I ain't never resided on the north side. But I'm from every side of town, and I don't live on every side. I went to 5 different elementary schools until I graduated 5th grade, and then I was kind of pretty much settled with my grandma.
Okay. Everybody kind of lived with their grandma at one point. At least our generation. This next generation, grandmas ain't keeping them kids like that.
I'm on the same age as the kids. It's different, we traditional. So, me and my mom, we moved around, lived with a lot of family friends. Unfortunately, that was my circumstance, but through and through. Yeah, I can say I'm real Atlanta though.
You real Atlanta.
Facts.
So where'd you go to high school?
I went to South Atlanta High School. So,
okay.
Like I said, I was pretty much settled with my grandma. I didn't move after elementary. I went to Crawford Long Middle, C.W. Long, and then I went to South Atlanta High School.
Okay. Yeah. So when you were coming up, and I'm not going to try to guess your age. I'm not going to ask you your age either.
It depends on, if I got a haircut by age.
hey, you know, watch out.
I'm just gonna assume we're around the same age, and I don't know. People don't know how old I am. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna say we.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess too. I'm gonna say we. I don't know the age.
Yeah.
I don't know the age.
Hey, we don't know.
It's not scripted. I don't know.
Right. But let's like talk about like errors and generations. Okay. So like when you were coming up, like who were like the hottest people in your area, like from like, because I know I'm from Oakland, I'm from the Bay Area, right? Wow. And so we had like our own vibe.
So you're the second person that I met from Oakland.
Really?
I think Frisco from on this.
Yeah, she's from, that's my Bay Area sis. She was the first person I ever met from the Bay Area. Wow.
Outside of, you know, being a fan of their music and knowing artists from there, but I never in person met a person from there. So you're the second person. That's cool.
Yeah, so when I grew up, like we were listening to like SIBO and E40 and Too Short.
That's what I grew up on, 40 and Short.
What? You fuck with 40 and Short? Oh man, that's my brother for real.
Yeah, I got uncles that had cars and this is all they listen to. E40, I grew up on him. Short is a legend, of course. You know, at some point I couldn't even listen to him because he said the B word so much. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like, but I had a real
your grandma. Your grandma.
Nah, they before grandma. They before grandma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mom Duke. You know, they're my partner, so she real raw, uncut. Whatever going is going. So I had been around that environment for a while when they were in their prime in their career. Okay. I was a jit, so
yeah.
You know, I definitely came on listening to them.
Okay. So that's what I was listening to at home. Like what were y'all listening to here in Atlanta? Like what was like who
back
was
in that time? Atlanta always been like pretty big in the music scene. So we had Outkast, we had Good and Mob, we had Field Mob, we had even artists that came out in the outskirts from, you know, Ludacris to you name it. Like this is back in when Georgia itself was a music scene. It wasn't just Atlanta.
Yes.
But yeah, Dungeon Family.
Okay.
You know, and I wasn't just listening to Atlanta artists. So you know, from UGK to 8 Ball, MJG to I was raised on all that.
Okay.
You know, all of them was one southern thing. So. You know,
so out of all of them, who would you say was like the most influential to you that even got you to even want to be in the music industry?
I wasn't even doing music back then. I don't even think I had an influence on music back then. Yeah, because it was a lifestyle. So it was like, you know, back then people listen to music due to circumstance. You know what I'm saying? Like the cookouts and, you know, we had old uncles with the old schools and they used to ride around with the beat in the trunk and they listened to what they listening to. You just used to want to get in the car and ride because, you know, it did what it was. It was a thing. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't get into the music until later after that. So they always influenced me as far as feeling, knowing the feeling of music and knowing the culture itself. Like that's different from being an artist.
Right. Okay.
You know, so I was always a fan of the culture for sure.
Okay. All right. So then let's fast forward to like what actually influenced you to take the step to say, you know what, this is going to be my path. Getting into this music industry, like was it the Futures of the world? Was it the who was it? The Gucci Mane? Like,
it was separate occasions. Like I used to, like even in middle school, I used to battle in the bathroom and the cafeteria, and I kind of wrote music at home. You know, just from writing poetry to trying to learn how to, you know, put metaphors together and write to beats and stuff like that. Okay. It came over time. Yeah, it just got better and better with time. I had family, a lot of family that, you know, that did music. Big cousin, my mama rap.
Your mama rap? What? Come on, mama rap!
Exactly. So I had different influences as far as getting introduced to the artist side over time. Okay. I didn't just wake up and be like, man, this is what I want to do. You know, it was always there. I just over time decided it wasn't until maybe like 2008, 2009. I was in college. I was at Morris Brown and
shout out to the AUC. I went to CAU. Facts. Okay.
This is when they were fighting to get the accreditation back.
Okay.
I had just graduated and stuff, so. Around this time, I was hanging with some guys actually from Cali. It wasn't the Bay Area, but these guys were from Cali, and we called ourselves the Schoolhouse Hustlers. So we used to do like concerts at the college and shows in the dorms and stuff like that. And when I got with them, I was kind of like a little more serious about it. But it wasn't until 2010 when I really just was like, man, it was a different level. When I left Job Corps, it was definitely like a different level of being serious about it. I was in the studio. I started, dealing with other people around in the neighborhood that did it. And, like I said, over time, it was just different situations that kind of created the want to be an artist.
Okay. Now, I feel like back in the day, it was like, you kind of looked at, music as a way like, oh, man, I got the hot song. Like, I'm going to make all this money. I'm going to be rich just from having a hot song. Nowadays, you can't just only make money off just your music, right? So, what would you say?
I don't think it's back in the day. I really feel like before you learn the music industry, you don't know, right?
Okay.
So what we as a citizen or the listener, we're taught that, they made a song, they went to the studio, made a song, it was on the radio, and
they got millions of dollars from it.
But, when you don't know the business, it's like that's what you think. You think that it's that easy, and all you had to do was make a great song.
Right.
And you were the household name after a while, and the world loved you, and people just gonna catch on, and just have this amazing career. But like I said, it wasn't until I started meeting people that had the knowledge in the business, on the business side, and it took for me to be in situations and fail in those situations and get to know the business side to learn that that's not what it was. It's not that easy, and it take more money and knowing more people, and the business side kind of stood out more when I got serious about it.
Right.
So I think it's bigger than just with the listener ear. Like, you have the listener ear, and then you have, I'm a songwriter and I'm an artist as well. So, you got the songwriter ear where the music kind of become a part of you.
Okay.
And then at that point, you kind of change how you deal with the music.
Right.
Which causes you to want to be more knowledgeable of how the business goes.
That part.
Taking care of the business and the paperwork and stuff like that. So it's a process. It just came with the experience over time and learning that. Yeah.
So do you think that it's important for artists to not only, put time and energy into perfecting your craft, but to knowing how to run a business? Cause it you are a brand, you are a business as an artist. And I feel like that might be one thing that people just like you said, from just being on the consumer side, don't understand. You got to be a business owner too.
And I just think it comes with not knowing. The listener ear don't know. So when a lot of times when they just jumping in, or they're new artists, up and coming, like myself, when I started, and I'm still in that learning phase, but when I started, I didn't know anything about the business. So for me, I thought, it was, if I made a good song, it'll hit radio eventually if enough people start liking it.
Right.
And, again, you don't know the business. So
yeah.
I think it comes with them just getting the experience of learning the business. At that point, it's going to become very important and your number one priority to know the business is your music. Your music is product. When you learn business, you learn how to conduct business. You learn how to present your product. You learn how to package your product. You learn how to navigate in the business side. So it no longer become music anymore. You know what I mean? You become a brand, and you become a business. And it changes the whole narrative for doing music in the first place. Even if you're doing it like me, I do it because I love music, but it's still a business. Especially when you're talking financially, and if you're not just doing it to just create music and just have it, for your friends and family to listen to.
Right.
But when you looking to, be a household name and take it serious enough to where your brand gets bigger than the system, you have to step into a different role. And if you ain't ready, it'll show. You know what I'm saying? It'll get you ready. So
like out of everybody that's in the game right now, in the ATL, we gonna keep it small.
Okay.
In Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
Who do you feel like is getting it right when it comes to not just the artistry, but like the business side?
Right now.
Like there's like a good somebody that's like doing like you like that, like I mean it could even be yourself. If you feel like you and mastered it, like who do you feel like in the game right now is like giving us a good example of that the business side plus the artistry coming together and showing success?
And I'd be lying if I said I knew it all, because I definitely would be in a different situation. But if I just had to just take a step back and just look at my city and the influence and what we hold as a city, it's countless people in their respective place that do what they do.
Okay, we can narrow it down. Let's narrow it down to your top 5.
5?
3 to 5.
So we're talking artists, or we talking, business personnel?
Well, if you feel like, I'm gonna let you decide, because oftentimes, like, the artist is the face, but there's so much that goes into the production,
the music
right?
Scene
so just the music scene in general.
Who I feel like is just handling the business.
Yeah, that's mastered like the whole bring the business with the artistry, and like is kind of showing us the model for how it should be done. Like I'm gonna use I know we're talking about Atlanta, but just to kind of give you an example what I'm thinking about, like let's look at Cardi B, for example.
Okay.
So you would think that, she's a big superstar. She done made enough money. She don't need to be doing all these shows. Like she hitting the pavement hard, okay?
Yeah.
She came hard with the music.
Yeah.
She coming hard with the marketing and the, what I'm saying? Like she got concert coming, everything. She bought the pop. I don't know. She about 9 months pregnant. I don't know how many months pregnant.
And
still working. Like every time I can't scroll through my timeline without it be something about Cardi B and her new album. So that's an example. Like she like the business and the art has come together. But whoever she got behind her is giving her the right advice on how to like push this music, and like it's a brand, it's a business. So, is anybody in Atlanta doing it on that one?
I'm gonna say, like, I feel like the more, cause I'm a fan of the legends. I'm a fan of the ones who paved the way. T.I., one of my favorite artists.
Okay.
Again, I came up in those generations where it was him, Jeezy, 2 Chainz, Luda, Gucci's, and Atlanta was that. It was those artists that influenced Atlanta culture. Along with the B-list celebrities that came under them. Right now, they will probably still be the artists that I look up to, simply because again, as an artist, I look at it now from a different standpoint. So for me, it's like, when you think about Atlanta culture now, it's like, so, like now it's Atlanta against the world. You know what I mean? It's like so much stuff done got tied into the industry that it took away from the listener ear, and now it's all media, and it's all now it's like everybody, even most of the artists, it's not about the music anymore. They influence more than just the music. Like the streets done got a hold to the music and influenced it in a certain way where it took away from some of the artists from Atlanta, because people just get brainwashed and drawn into what what's in front. And it take away from artists like the ones who paved the way that transitioned, right? So I'd rather be, as an up-and-coming artist, one of the artists that transition. You go from being an up-and-coming artist to being a household name to being a mogul, you know, and a legend in Atlanta. Like, again, and I'm gonna just use T.I. as an example. You know, he went from being a worldwide artist, you know, to film and television, to business. The man got lots of real estate in the city. You know, he took his brand and he went to the next, as many levels as he can. That's even with fighting adversity, being locked up so many times and having his whole life on television and having to deal with the, you know, whatever came with that, his marriage,
lawsuits, like all kind of stuff was coming at him.
But he's still today, you know, who he is, and you can't take that away from him. You know, he a real boss. You know, he still, you know, influential in the music scene. You know, he's done several movies, and I mean box office. You know, he reached.
Shout out to T.I.
Yeah, like, so those are the kind of artists from Atlanta that I look up to. You know, to change. These people settled in their careers because they put the work in over time. You know, and they just proved that throughout circumstance that it can still happen. You know, whatever it is going on, like, no matter what life threw at them and no matter what circumstances they had to go through, you know, adversity, like, they still remain, you know what I mean? They kept their respect. So, you know, Atlanta right now is working its way towards getting back to having those influencers in position to, you know, regain the attention of artists and the listeners' ears. And, you know, a lot of up-and-coming artists are really just in competition. It's just, they, you know, everybody trying to make it.
Right,
and,
for sure.
Not to use the crab in the bucket term, but everybody is, you know, everybody a rapper, everybody a influencer, everybody a scripper, everybody do everything, right? So, you know, back then, people did what they did, and they were known for that. And there wasn't so many people that did it, you know. It was respected that this is what they do. And, you know, people just understood and knew that it was a difference. You know, it was levels in between. Now it's like everybody's a superstar.
Everybody's
no matter what room you in, no matter what club you go to, no matter what, you know, what the scenario is, everybody important.
Everybody important, right.
Everybody, you know. So,
and then they haven't even put in the work, nor have they had the successes or the failures to learn from to say that,
they
I made
up out
it.
of bed. Their parents had money, or, you know, whatever happened. You know, they put themselves in this position. You know, they bought their way up. You know, they paid for the back end, whatever. You know, like you said, everybody ain't work for it. Everybody didn't put the work in. Everybody didn't go through things, experiences in life, and trials and tribulations. Like, you know.
But what did Diiago go through?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. I've been through a lot on both ends, you know.
Are you the type of person that you see like your failures as like lessons, like did you learn from everything, or are you still learning? Like, did you understand like why you went through? You today
learning that.
Okay.
But you know, when it was happening and when I was still in an immature state of mind, no, you don't think like that. You just, you know what I'm saying, you too busy questioning God, or you know what I mean, you too busy not caring. You know what I'm saying? You just go through life not caring or thinking you got time. I got time to fix it. I got time to grow up. I got time to, you know, change, or, you know, you don't care. You're like, man, it is what it is. You know, if it's meant, it's meant. Or you like, damn, God, like, you know, I done been through all this. Like, you trying to rush the process or rush the blessings, and you know, you tend to forget, or you just not knowing that you still in the process, and you still in the building stage. You still growing up. You still learning, and you know what I'm saying. You still falling out with people and like failing, like you said. You know, and some people never get it. But you know, for me, I'm now at a point where God brought me out of a lot of situations, and it took for me to be in other situations to realize that I was supposed to be learning in them situations. But I looked at it as trials and tribulations. I looked at it as shit I was just going through, and I didn't understand why. You know what I'm saying? Why do you folk got money? I don't. Why do you folk got the cars and the houses? And you know what I'm saying? Like why I'm dealing with these type of adversities, and you know, I'm such a good person. Like why? Yeah, I started questioning why? So much, and it was like it took away from me just simply, you know, just do what you supposed to do.
That's right.
And God gonna handle the rest, and or you know, it ain't your time. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't time. When it's your time, it's gonna be your turn. Like I wasn't looking at it like that. Like.
He was like,
hell no.
I was supposed to get like, where is my money?
I was down there a hater.
Like, thought you was a hater.
Life will make you a hater. Like it make you be like, damn, like, how the hell these niggas doing all this? And they got all this. You know what I'm saying? Like I work hard. Like you know, right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I had the opportunity to be a multi-business owner, but I don't got millions. You know what I'm saying? Like mine don't look like that. Like how it look on Instagram. Oh, it don't look how it look. You can't compare it to Instagram though.
But
life will make you do that. Like when you just drawn into it so much, you'll be like, man, you start questioning everything. Your person, your circumstances, your past. You be like, damn, why did I even? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why did I even do that? Why did I even meet them people? Why are these even my friends? Why, you know what I'm saying? My family ain't what they supposed to be. Or you start kind of dissecting yourself for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And
or maybe that is for a reason. Maybe you need to.
Maybe it's for a reason.
Maybe you need to take a look in the mirror.
That.
Yeah.
You just going through the motions, and you know, which is what, you know, they call mental health and things like depression and you know, anxiety and all the stuff that people deal with on a daily basis. Like if you don't know how to control those things, and most times you don't know how to control it, right? You just have to, you know, love yourself through it, or you have to learn how to invest in those emotions, you know what I'm saying, and want to grow.
See, you get into smart love territory now. Come on, we going.
But it's real. It's real. So you know, that's the normal life for me. But now I'm just at a point where I get it. Like I'm just learning how to navigate in those rooms, in those situations, and in those emotions, and you know, I'm working on me.
Look, I'm about to give you your kudos. I feel like, first of all, to even be able to articulate what you just articulated, like the fact that like you didn't know like why this and why that. You admitted to being a hater. I ain't never heard nobody say.
And I'm bad at communication, but I'm just learning that, you know. I had to identify. Yeah,
that's called self-mastery. So, like when you're able to identify, just like not out, just forget about the outside world. Like you're able to go within, and you start to like reevaluate yourself and how you think and how, you know what I'm saying, and how you move, and you start to really like just master like that alone. Like you will start to prepare yourself to become the person you're supposed to be. Yeah. So it's like when we looking at everybody else and we worried about what that person doing and how that person, whatever they did affected us, we don't have no control over that. Yeah. But you can control you. You can control your emotions. You can control how you react to things. So even to take a step back and like to look within, that's the first step.
Yeah, which translated into the music. So that's I'm learning how to express myself through my gift, which is only gonna get better and better. So I learned my past experiences, how to you know, try to reconnect with myself to be able to, you know, tell those stories or go back and be transparent in those moments, because everybody don't want everybody to know everything, right?
Yeah.
You ain't finna tell everybody how you slept on the floors and slept with the roaches and ate syrup sandwiches and, you know, how you shared clothes with your cousins and took cold showers because your lights was off. And niggas ain't finna tell nobody that. They want to glorify the good.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You ain't finna tell nobody how you really was struggling and really going through it and how life took you, you know, in them circumstances that you want to hide and mask. So for me, I learned how to be comfortable in my own story, to be like, man, I went through that.
Comfortable in your own story.
Yeah, like you know, it ain't saturated. Like a lot of those stuff I talked about in my music, or still to this day, it was real life circumstances and it was my real truth. You know what I mean? And I had to learn how to not be ashamed of what I've been through and how to be a pillar for, you know, the people that don't want to talk about it or ashamed to talk about it or don't know how to express themselves in that manner. I'm learning how to use the platform. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so for sure.
That's kind of where I'm at right now, just in transition of being transparent.
I think that's very important, especially like for Black men. I feel like you all like have like the weight of the world on your shoulders,
Not
right?
all of them.
Huh?
Not all of them.
No, I mean you do just in general. Not all of you are, you know how to handle it or do anything good with it. But I'm just saying, like, you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. Like you got so many different, you know, just negative, like things like that's just, you know, can pile on you at once. Right. And so, mental health in the Black community has never, especially for Black men, has never been something we talked about, like were like empathetic towards or like even knew how to deal with. And so that's why you see like so many like, you know, suicides and you know, people just like losing it, like, you know what I'm saying? And,
but now what's happening
coming out in anger.
Not to cut you off, but now it's like social media making it a fashion. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, oh, we should bring more awareness to men and mental health.
Okay.
But like you said before, nobody cared about it. Like nobody cared about what a nigga went through in the day or how he survived through the day or what negative connotations he had to deal with, you know, so forth and so on. But now it's like a fashion to bring awareness. So, you know, and not to say that some people are not genuine, but, you know, it's just, for the most part, some of it is really just, you know, the world talking about it. So let me care. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Like the everybody got podcasts, so let me talk about it. Because it's being talked about elsewhere. So like, let me follow the trend. Let me, you know, follow the fashion and be a part of what's going on. That's kind of like how the world operates now. Like if they not seeing it on social media or the world not doing it, they not doing it.
So are you saying that to say that like you don't feel like the world really does care about?
I'm not saying
how Black
like I
men
said,
are
some people are genuine in that subject, but the subject too sensitive to have an opinion about who care and who don't. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you kind of have to just go off your own pickings. Me personally, I've never ran across so many people or too many people that actually genuinely care about mental health and what I had going on. And that's down to family. Like, it get draining, you know, when you are the person everybody call for something. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody call you and say, bro, what you need? You good? How you feeling? You know, I done cried many nights, you know, to myself. You know, I done been in a situation where I had to fight my depression and fight demons, as what people call it. Or, you know, I had to deal with myself and hold myself accountable for emotions that I had that I didn't even know how to control. Triggers that I had to to learn how to cope with. You know what I'm saying? And that's even in my relationship. So it's like it took for me to meet, you know, women to understand certain things that my mom didn't teach me. You know what I'm saying? Or I didn't have a dad, so it's like, you know, when you don't have that male figure to be like, hey, Pa, I'm going through this, or you know, I had uncles, but it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even to this day, I don't got big homies, and I ain't got, you know, God brought people around me in my life, like I said, in my journey, that, you know, if I wanted to call them and just have a conversation, I can. But we talking about like generationally, like when we grew up, the house was, you had uncles, you had aunties, everybody played a part in your house. Even if they ain't live with you, you can go to your auntie's house and stay for a week, and their environment was totally different from home. They raised you totally different from what you were getting at home. Yeah. You had friends, and you can go spend the night over their house, and their mom was like your mom. You know, there wasn't no difference. It was a village. Yeah, it definitely. It's not the same. So it's like, you know, over time, it's like now is let's go to social media. Like, let's talk about it now, because everybody want to talk about it. So I can talk about it now, right, openly, because I want you to feel like I care. You know what I mean? I want you to feel like I'm big bro and I'm Unc. And you know, it ain't to go viral, but maybe if I do, then it'll help my situation. But at least I can say, or at least I give you the option to never say I ain't never cared. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you, and I hear you, and I agree actually. But I'm gonna tell you, smart love is different. And so for me, the reason why I even started this platform, like it was really for a way for me to kind of like share my experience, and like I just felt like, and I still feel like everything that we go through, there's some type of lesson we're supposed to learn. And the more transparent you are about those experiences, like we just not faking it just for, you know what I'm saying, to try to put on a persona just for the clicks and the likes and make it look like we live in a certain lifestyle. If like we're being truly authentic and we're being transparent about our experiences and taking accountability for what we did wrong, what we needed to learn, what, you know, all of that. If we share that with each other, like I feel like we can all learn from our experiences. Like, and so that's why it's like, it's called smart love, because it's like, it's about using information, knowledge, and our experiences to make better decisions when it comes to not just love, like, relationships, but business, success, like all these things. I feel like we can learn from each other. And so I had did a series called The War on Black Love. And like we were getting into like, what is keeping the black man and the black woman apart? And because it's like, if you just, you said what's keeping them apart?
Yeah, like if you just look at what's online, like it's like we could not be the furthest away from each other. Like we just battling. The black men don't love the black woman, and the black woman don't love the black man. And I don't believe that is true. So if I was to ask you, like, what do you think is like the underlying issues that's keeping the black family apart?
I don't know.
Okay.
In all honesty, I don't know. I mean, again, you know, when I grew up, we were taught so many different things, and I didn't grow up with a household intact. You know. Okay. Like I said, my grandmother raised me. To
like
my
that,
knowledge,
you didn't have your father around.
Yeah,
so
like
that's...
I only have stories. I only have what I was told. I wasn't, you know, I wasn't there to know the truth. And even if he weren't deceased and he was alive, and who am I to say that they'll still be together? You know what I'm saying? When you talking about mothers and fathers being in the household, but in general, there's so many. it's so much that could happen that would cause like households to disrupt or people to go their separate ways, and that ain't even just love and relationship. Like some people just not meant for each other.
Yeah.
Like some people grow apart. Like it's just so many different things that could play a part in why it would be like that.
Yeah, no, so it is.
I just personally don't have an opinion of what I think is the driving force. The most common one, right, is what they teach us in social studies about how the men was already pulled out, even back in slavery.
Yeah.
So, if I chose to just go off of that belief alone and say, hey, well, we can go back to them times when we were pulled out of the household, and it'll have nothing to do with how my mom and dad got in, how they dealt with each other. You know what I'm saying? Right. Or anybody for that matter. So
yeah, because there was definitely, we talked a lot about like the history and how that happened, but like just looking at like how we deal with each other today, I feel like there's definitely like a lot of trauma on both sides. Women have trauma that they haven't dealt with.
It's crazy because so I was just talking to some friends, and I'm just now getting to the point in life where I'm learning that, because I do agree with households working, like just two people being one. That's what it's saying about two people should be one separately before they're one together, right? So once they become one, raising kids, all one, unit. But I got some friends that they just had a 25-year anniversary.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I was kind of like asking, because I'm at a point now in life where I'm learning about how to communicate and be transparent, and learning how to identify those triggers and manage them, and so forth and so on. So on that subject, when you're talking about households and the importance of being vulnerable in those moments, or hope, accountability, so forth and so on. To me, it used to be to each his own, right? Because I used to be like, man, I don't care. Like, if it don't work out, it don't work out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't really care to be
dissect it or figure out.
If you leave, like you chose to leave, like obviously it ain't me. But now I'm learning. They were teaching me, because I asked like what kept them so long, and it really was just the only answer in that is loving that person enough to want to be submissive to life and be like, this is my person. It don't matter what happened, like I'm not going nowhere.
I'm not going nowhere.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna making it work. Not like even so. My brother was like, you have to eliminate the divorce word.
Okay.
And put a word in there that strengthens the relationship. So their word was work. They talked about making it work, and even my partner, she brought to my attention, she's like, we have to learn how to attack the problem and not each other. You know what I'm saying? Like fights can get so bad, conversations can get so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like people just have different opinions about how they express themselves, and that could go every which way, right?
Right.
But if we're not attacking each other, and we say, okay, well, let's identify what even happened to cause us to even have a conversation about this. What are we talking about? So now that we're dealing with what we're talking about, once we eliminate that, it ain't nothing to argue about. Ain't no conflict. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to be at war. You know what I mean? Because we both have an understanding that this is as a unit, we're gonna figure this out.
I love that. I love that.
It gotta make sense.
And see, and you had mentioned this earlier, like you said something about, like women like coming into your life to like kind of like maybe show you some things or teach you some things that you didn't learn like growing up, or didn't even have examples of like those, healthy interactions between like men and women. And
not even your business, but like, have you ever like been in a relationship and you were like, man, that man taught me something, even if it was bad?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if he taught you, like, man, I can't go for that.
Yeah. And
like
so
the next guy, I ain't going for that.
For
you know
sure,
or
for sure.
It was a man who taught you like self-love, or he just poured into you in certain areas, and you were like, damn, like I didn't even know I could do that or be that for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I look at so like I'm divorced. I was married for like 8 years. And so for me, like I don't have anything bad to say about my ex-husband. We're great co-parents. We have 2 wonderful, beautiful children from that, relationship. But like what I needed to learn about me had nothing to do with him. So it was like all the stuff that I was like, everything that happened in the marriage, from like just, adultery to just.
So when did you figure that out though?
Years after I was divorced. Years after I was divorced.
So what I'm learning is, how would he have understood that?
Exactly.
Had it been a time where y'all were together and you were
Right.
like, man, this is where I'm at in life.
Mm-hmm.
You got to really sit down with your person and be like, man, I ain't there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like this, I got to be honest with me and say, this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
Whether I got to sacrifice losing you or not.
But you have to have a safe space.
Right.
You have to feel like you're in a relationship where you can be vulnerable, and that is a safe space on the men and the women. Right. That where you can, communicate like, okay, this is where I'm at. These are my faults. These are things I need to work on, and you can accept when they're telling you, because like. Definitely, I feel like marriage is like meant to put a mirror up to you, and like some of the things that I didn't like that I saw in him were probably things I needed to work on within myself as well. But in it was like it was me against him.
Had that happened while y'all were together, do you feel like he would have been patient enough to understand that these are things that I'm recognizing within myself, even if it came through your actions, that I might need to reflect on, do a self-reflection on, and he would have been like patient enough to be like, well, okay, I'm gonna give you time and I'm gonna love you through it, and in the end, if that's a pure thing, then however it's meant to work out for us, it's gonna work.
Yeah, so no, not maybe now because we're older, but we were 25.
Right.
We met in college.
So y'all married young? Oh, y'all married at 25?
Yeah, we met. We were like 20. Yeah, we were like 20 years old in college.
They still trying to guess how old we were.
Y'all can keep guessing. But yeah, smart. So we were
keeping that timeline.
Yeah, so we were we were young. We had our children young and everything. And so at that age, absolutely, like he did not have like the capacity nor the patience, nor did I. I was trying to be like that ride or die chick. Like I didn't even really I wouldn't say I had like a lot of examples of like, what a wife should be and like a healthy relationship, but I was trying to create it. Like I felt like I could. Like once we get married, it's gonna happen.
What you feel like made you wrong though? Because obviously at some point you had to feel like I failed in those decisions.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case may be, for it to not work out, or even with that person, you're like, man, I prejudged that situation wrong, or whatever. Like, what conversation you had with yourself where you were just like I screwed it up. I think I gotta fix this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
even within myself, like I gotta.
Yeah, and so the biggest thing for me. And like this is something that the minister said when we got married. He's like, you have to make sure that in your marriage, like you keep God at the center. I don't know what he meant by that. I just thought that was something that was part of what you say when you marry people.
Oh, you just being a pastor.
I'm like, you just being a pastor today. All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I had no idea how important that was. Yeah. Until I found myself. Because, like, I grew up in the church and, all this. Like, I'm, very spiritual. Not religious, but very spiritual. And my ex, he was the Nation of Islam.
Oh, wow.
Like we had two different upbringings when it came to religion, but like we both believed in God, and like I felt like I had a good relationship with God going into it. But when I felt that like I was like so far away from the path that God had chosen for me, or like the person that I was like the person I became in that marriage was not the godly woman you see here today. I started to get into some tit for tat type stuff.
That's only because
I was like, man, I tried to cheat and got caught. I was like, you know what, this is not.
Because you become what people make you. And I learned that over time. Like, people aren't what you call them unless you make it that. Right? Like, people be like, yeah, it's always good in the beginning and so forth. But like, even when I was younger, I had to realize, like, women ain't insecure. They what you make them. I'm still learning this now.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, in general, like, people ain't crazy until you make them crazy. Like, don't feed a dog and watch what they do when they get home. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna eventually want to eat whatever going on. And that's kind of like it is with people. Like, tell people yes enough and then tell them no. See what happens. Like, treat people good and then change. Change how you treat them and then watch what happens.
Watch what happens.
It's just one of them things. So I learned, I built a different respect for women, understanding that it was due to the nature of my decisions that, cause and effect, reaction and that reaction had a reaction. And that's a real thing.
That is.
Like, if I ain't moving a certain type of way, there's no way you can feel no kind of way.
Okay.
If I ain't talking to you no kind of way.
With the accountability. Okay. Okay.
So these are things now I'm learning how to, be transparent within myself. Okay, well, maybe if I don't put this out there, if I don't give this stuff this kind of energy, my person can't.
Right. Because
if that ain't what our foundation building itself on, then, it's not even humanly possible unless that's who you are. It ain't possible for you to act that way or react that way or respond in certain manners, or you're gonna treat the situation accordingly. When women are loved correctly, they love correctly.
Come on,
or people in general.
I agree.
So it's like I'm learning how to understand and recognize my own faults and my own accountabilities in that, so that now when I move, it's like, okay, well, I know now if I move right, my girl gonna move right. Okay.
So what would you say is like the biggest lesson that you learned from your last relationship?
I'm sorry.
Well, why are you laughing about the last relationship? I didn't hear the story. This sound like a Diiiago question. What did you know about your last relationship?
He was around. But go ahead with your question. I'm sorry.
Well, now I want the story about the last relationship. No, but no. So
that's a setup.
No, because like if you look at it,
okay,
like we can go into like the issues that the other person had, whatever. Like it won't even matter, right? Because whatever you're supposed to learn, it don't matter who that other person is that keeps gonna get put in that spot. Right. If you don't learn it, if you don't take all the accountability that you just talked about and like things that you had to learn, like if you don't do that, you're gonna keep repeating those cycles. So what was something that you learned from that relationship that has shaped how you deal with your current partner? Soon to be wife, so like look how we use this term partners. Beyonce.
Man, something I took from that situation. I don't know, cause like I'm still like
traumatized.
I'm still growing.
Okay.
From that last situation.
So you feel, did you do everything right?
Negative.
Okay.
Negative. I can't say I've been in every situation and did everything right.
Okay.
That ain't even humanly possible.
Because sometimes there are, good guys out here that get done wrong. So
I've been him before.
Okay.
But I know me, and I'm one of those, like, I'm a tit for tat person. I respond, or I'm a nigga. Like, whatever level of communication we on. But in the last situation, I definitely felt like I had my best foot forward. Maybe not in the beginning, because the relationship was built on a very, very, very bad foundation. But
like what? Like cheating? What you mean? What kind of bad foundation?
Part 2.
Okay, so I love part 2. All right. Okay. I'm fine. Continue.
We'll get on that one, part 2, in the next interview.
Okay.
That's a story within itself. But in all, I feel like, due to the nature of the situation over time, I definitely got to a point and a level in myself where I felt like I was being a better man for myself.
Okay.
And for her. And I just got the shit end of the stick.
Okay.
But again, you can look at situations in so many ways. Maybe it was meant for her to get removed. Maybe it was meant for me to get removed.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it wasn't meant for me to take those next steps with her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, and I'm not questioning it. But I what I do know is I learned how to love a person through whatever the circumstance was.
Okay.
I learned how to be submissive as a person. I learned how to sacrifice certain things to better myself, not for the materialistic relationship, but just in general, like you said, spiritually. Sometimes you gotta just be obedient to the Most High, and He'll take you in, through situations and give you bigger understanding.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So it wasn't all bad. Of course, I got triggers. Of course, things happen that I'm not proud of, and things happen to me that I would never want to happen to people in general, or a man shouldn't have to go through it, or love somebody through that, or even accept it. But at the end of the day, I'm not passing judgment. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But I definitely learned for my future self to just keep growing, because growing kind of brought me through the circumstances.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And it definitely made me a better man for my person. So, obviously that wasn't the wrong decision. It was something I needed to go through to recognize what I needed to grow in areas I needed to grow in. And it also reminded me that I had growing to do, because I even came in my new situation doing shit I was doing in the other situation just due to being traumatized, and how I reacted to that. I kind of like brought that energy into my new situation, not even on purpose.
Yeah.
But just not being in tune with myself and my emotions caused my new person to get hurt in circumstances because I was careless and being transparent with myself. So now that I'm learning how to transition from, certain things, unfortunately, she was collateral damage in my decision making, but, it just go back to, what we were talking about when, you're giving that decision to love that person through it, or love them enough to want to be there.
For sure.
She definitely ain't gave up on me yet, so
you're doing something right.
Obviously, the growing is gonna be a formula that's gonna continue to be a better thing than a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just working on. I just feel like if I keep working on me and I keep choosing to grow, and I keep choosing to, want to do the right things, that eventually it'll be right. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you sound like a good dude. Like, we need more men like Diiago out here in this world. I like it. I like this. It to me, it's the growing for me. Like it's the like that, like understanding self. It's the emotional intelligence. It's like all of that. Like that's like you're setting a good example for, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, you probably have been through some things. You probably wasn't the best dude in every relationship.
I ain't gonna paint the picture of being a good guy. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel like you know,
grown.
Yeah, like I'm growing.
Yeah.
And even if I have to listen to myself and don't judge, I'm willing to sit myself down and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, do what you need to be doing.
For sure.
You know, now I can recognize making a decision versus, you know what I mean? Like I was watching Nip videos. His right or wrong. You know, he's starting to do these concepts of the right way to do things and the right way. Right. And again, that was things in the universe, because when I was watching the videos, it's just another sign of things, a reminder. You know what I'm saying? That, hey, you know, these are the things you should be doing even in these moments. Right. You got the option to, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it be the small stuff.
Like, do you open every door for your woman?
No, I ain't gonna lie.
Do you attempt to, try to, want to?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes. But again, they're just naturally moving throughout the day. It ain't on purpose. It's just, men get comfortable. Then, you know, we stopped doing some of the things that we did to, you know, get the attention in that manner. But yeah, I ain't gonna sit here and lie and be like, oh, I'm a perfect gentleman. I do this, I do that. I'm not. Nope, I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't grow up with men like opening every door, but now that at this age, like I want a man to open my every door.
When I grew up though, that's what you were supposed to do. You were taught to
see that's the southern,
you know. But I'm just being honest. Honestly,
niggas
be some
from Cali,
days where I go get in the car and you know, and she'll follow behind. You know, when we out, she'll get in the car first. I do. Sometimes I walk into the door. Sometimes I don't. You know what I'm saying? But that just coming from certain backgrounds. Like I still be nervous being out. Like I be watching my surroundings. I move like I'm a trapper or something. Like I got a bunch of shit going on, but it really don't even. It just secondhand nature. It ain't intentional. Where I'm just not giving her that attention or paying attention. It's just, you know, sometimes we just be moving.
We just be moving like, come on.
Now, if she voiced that, if she, you know, like you just said, well, I'm getting to the age where I want that stuff to happen. If she was to ever voice that, then of course, like, that's hands down, like, something, okay, we'll make them changes. But, you know, it ain't never been, like, nothing that serious for us to be like, this is a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
it
ain't never been like that. So.
You know what? It became a thing for me when like men would check me on it, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like
in the beginning, or we talking about after 4-5 years of being with somebody?
No, I mean like just like going out on dates. Like they would be like,
see, that's when you dating.
Like, what are you doing? Like if I like go to grab it, I'm not thinking about, oh, he needs to open every door. I'm just like, we moving.
But
like,
when you dating, niggas always gonna be like that. They want you to feel like they that type of nigga.
Dudes from Cali didn't do that shit. I didn't know.
They don't. They
ain't.
Get your ass in the car. We gonna get shot at. We gotta get up out of here. What we doing? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I didn't even know that was a thing. So like, I would have dudes like literally like trying to run to the door to get there before me. I'm like, what is you doing?
You know when it's the beginning and it's new.
That's the only time you do it.
Yeah, you always put your good clothes on and good cologne, and you know you always getting a haircut every week and keeping it clean. You the best guy. You paying for the meals every time y'all go out, and man, our first date she paid for it.
Okay, see, she showed you something different. You ain't know how to react.
Shit, I was making $50 a day. I ain't even have no money. But you know, she didn't care. Like she was more
That's
invested
a real
in getting. Yeah, like when
we didn't have her on Smart Love Next. Come on, tell us how to do it, sis.
So you know, everybody had their thing, and in the beginning, it's like, man, shit. Our first night even going on a date, like we stayed where we was longer than the people that worked there.
Oh wow!
Like we were the last one in the party got to leave. That's how we were vibing. Like when, and this is the first night. It wasn't even like after getting to know each other so many times and bumping into each other. It wasn't like that. Like it was our second time seeing each other. Like we probably hugged for about 20 minutes, or at least it felt like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we was at somebody else's function. Like we just was saying bye. You know, didn't know each other too much from nothing. You know, but the vibe always been there, and that's the driving. When we go back to what you talking about, as far as you know, when people genuinely like, she just had a genuine, pure energy. You know what I'm saying? And our energies connected instantly. It wasn't even like I pursued her, she pursued me, or I had to put on this front of being this person. I was just getting off work, smelling like it, looking like it, you know, and she was infatuated by me smelling like it and looking like it.
Okay.
And, you know what I'm saying? In her mind, I was even stupid. I didn't even know she was hitting on me.
Oh, she didn't know you first.
She put her number in my phone.
What?
For me to come to an event that a mutual person was having, and I didn't even go to the event. They had clueless on, man. I didn't think that she put she put her number in my phone as a way of giving me her number.
Right.
Because she wanted to be the point of contact, you know, from that day on.
Okay. I love this.
The other person was gonna send me the information. She was like, nah, I do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she slick put it on me on my phone.
She chose. Yeah, she chose up.
I'm still not knowing. I'm stupid at it. I'm just not knowing. Like she called me the day of the event. I'm playing basketball way across town. I ain't even thinking about these events. It done slipped my mind. She hit me like, where you at? Like, you coming? Where you? And I'm like, coming. Well, what? I'm like, man, I done forgot all about the event, and she done, you know, she just in her world, you know, just doing the right things and the proper things to, you know, get my attention. But it was just crazy, like how how y'all move, and I'm just like oblivious.
Oblivious, right?
I don't know nothing. I ain't seeing the signs, none of the clues. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, but you know, God got a way of doing things, and you know, she was real persistent and getting to know me, not me, but me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever drew to her, you know.
Because you didn't show up as like the artist.
Hell no, she didn't even know I did music.
Okay.
This I was doing security at the time. I was working. And I popped in to just speak to a mutual friend of ours, and you know, they have a relationship, and me and that person have a relationship. So it really was just like, you know, we were around each other in the room, but never like we never interacted or nothing like that.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying? But it's like she in her world,
she was peeping, like she was like
in her world.
She was like,
you know, she saw me a couple of times.
Okay.
And, you know, but in my world, I wasn't even aware. I'm just like so out the loop. But, you know, when she finally agreed to, you know.
So you finally asked her out on a date?
Nah, I don't even remember if we just agreed to go out or I asked her. She was like, let's go do something. I don't remember the context verbatim, but we did decide to go on a date one day after I got off of work. And we went to this spot. They did like, they had the bar, you know, they served food. They had the football bowling and all that.
Okay.
We didn't even play games. We sat at the bar and talked the whole time. You know, we were just vibing and conversating, and, you know, it was just a vibe.
It was a vibe.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, those are the best. Yeah, that's the best one.
But, you know, those encounters kind of be like that in the beginning when guys feel like they want to pursue women, you know, they have to put on this, you know, put their best foot forward to impress y'all.
Right.
And women do it too sometimes, I guess.
I guess it's a thing. In our own way.
I guess it's a thing. But
we do it our own way.
But some guys are like that, you know, through and through. You know, you got some guys that still open the door. Still, you know, they still put their coat down when it rain on. You know,
I ain't never seen that.
All the stuff that back in the day they used to do. You know, give you the coat when it's cold, and you know, the normal courting things that we grew up traditionally watching. Mm-hmm. You know, there's some guys out there that really stand on those. I would love to be one of them guys consistently. I ain't gonna lie. They the coolest to me. Yeah. I'd rather be him.
Right.
Getting it right. You know what I'm saying? But I just, in reality, you know, being in a relationship, you know, you get comfortable. And sometimes those characteristics tend to kind of fade away, you know what I'm saying? Because you feel like, well, you know, now we locked in.
We locked in right now,
so, you know what I'm saying? She probably don't even care about me opening the door. You know, it just changed. The whole narrative changed over time. Mm-hmm. And just like now, you want it now, but I'm pretty sure if you was to, you know, find you somebody and y'all get to a comfortable state, like, you ain't gonna really care about it. You know, opening no door every day, every time y'all get in the car, every time y'all walk in the room.
You know what? It's less about like opening the door. It's like it's more about like feeling like protected.
Yeah.
And
safe. You first.
So it's like I think that is what stands out to me. Like men that do things like that kind of like just make. Because we were just talking earlier about like one of my interviews. With Boss Lady, right? Mm-hmm. We were talking about like how like as you know strong women like we you know what I'm saying we like I can damn near beat you to the door, but
she just want to be feminine.
Yeah, like those things like that energy. Make me feel like I'm a princess for a moment.
Yeah. Now I ain't saying I can do it. I ain't saying I ain't capable now.
Yeah. Like sometimes we just like that.
I put that shit on and be a whole.
Even if it's only on date night, on date night, I don't have to touch no doors. Nah. I don't have to drive. I can sit in the passenger seat.
When we out and like moving around, of course, I'm full fledged. Like I ain't, you know, I be again. I'm watching everything. I'm just fully attentive to stuff, and I might catch a doe every now and then. But you know, just opening the car door every time we get in the car and stuff like that. Like sometimes you just, like I said, you just get comfortable and it don't be a thing that has to be stressed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Sometimes she could go just hop in the car. You know.
Right. Like we got time like
shit. He gonna get in when he done talking or whatever. Like it ain't. Like I said, it's never been a point of interest where it played a vital role in how we function when we're moving around. It ain't never been like that. So, you know, like like I said, if she was able to voice that, then at that point, of course, we're gonna tend to it.
But you know what? Like it's like as women, like we be dealing with so much crazy stuff. That's the last thing that we care about. Be humble. Yeah. Be, you know what I'm saying? Be a good person. Have a good heart. Have good character. You know, care about me. Care about my feelings. If you don't open one door and you do all those other things you will get the world.
I can say I do about 80% of that.
Okay.
I ain't gonna
say that's a lot. We ain't too hard. We ain't too hard on y'all.
I'm working on it.
We want the basics. We want the basics.
Some guys ain't capable of giving y'all the basics. Everybody can't tap into those.
We're learning.
Yeah. So, and I was one of them. I ain't always been able to, you know, be at this state where I understand. You know, I can communicate and be submissive to my partner in those ways. Like, because again, I grew up in a traditional household where, you know, the woman just took care of the house.
Yeah.
And her importance only capped at that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it was to solidify being a wife and catering to her husband or her counterpart and in that manner, like, what's the thing? You know what I'm saying? Men just went out and provided, and women did what they did. Now it's a whole nother world.
It's a whole nother world.
I can run it. The list is so crazy. I didn't even know. Ain't no boundaries and none of that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the same. So, I've grown to respect 50-50 relationships. I've grown to respect, you know, 100 relationships. I've grown to understand that there's no such thing as somebody being a breadwinner in the household. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been in situations where me and my partner had to get it together. We had to get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at that time, it ain't about who make more money. It's about how the fuck we gonna take care of this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How we gonna stand on the bend? If you got it and I don't, it's took care of. If I got it and you don't, it's took care of. My money is your money. Ain't no way we, you know what I'm saying? Like, that don't exist in the real world unless. But, you know, again, that's circumstantial too. Like, you know.
What's the difference between a 50-50 and a 100-100 relationship?
50-50 is, to me, like, agreeing. It's like, okay, if we go on this date, like, kind of how me and her started.
Okay.
She was already in a 50-50 mind state.
Okay.
Because to her, she ain't like one of them girls where you ain't paying for her shit. She a boss. She got her own money. If she went on a date with you, she can buy her own drinks. You know what I'm saying? She can pay for her own food, and she didn't need you to do shit.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
If you just was a gentleman and said, I got the ticket, then cool. But she'll even be the one to be like, I got it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
she saw you something different. You
yeah,
like,
wait, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Wait. Hold on. What?
Keep that $50 you just made today. You pay the next time. I got them. You know what I'm saying? My bank a little bigger. Don't worry about it. We're gonna take care of it, and I ain't gonna make you look like no less of a man in public. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
that's the
different.
real one.
Yeah, it's different. So it's like, that's when you're 100.
Yeah. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no.
Count. Let's see. Okay. What?
Yeah, like, it ain't
how
no
much
separation.
You got? How? Okay. No, it's like whatever I got.
We gonna handle it accordingly.
I love it.
However the bill come, we ain't looking there to see who gonna handle it. Like, nah, you know what I mean? Get on the card. What you was saying though? You know what I'm saying? When it's 50-50, it's an agreement to say, okay, well, I'll handle these certain things. You can handle those things, and we'll do that as our system in dealing with each other. When it's 100, this shit, we got it.
Yeah, I like 100 better than 50.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah,
we got it. Ain't nobody gonna know who got it. You don't know who took it. I do that now today. You bring me a receipt, she gonna sign the receipt. I slide them over right over to her. I pass it on. I don't even know how to tip nobody. Facts. I'm learning how to do that. I'm cheap. I don't know how to tip. She better than me, because if I tip,
you ain't getting shit.
Hey, I don't know how to fill the receipt out.
Like, you ain't had that shit in already. You might not get
I'm
it.
gonna put the same numbers that's on that one. You ain't getting nothing. I don't know. So hey man, but it's just common courtesy. It's man. You don't know who paid for the bill. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna look like I got money and she don't. You know what I'm saying? Or she ain't gonna never step out and I ain't up the part. Like, it don't even make sense.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? She 100% invested. It done been time where I done had a show and Shawty go spend $1,000 on me just for this show, and then she'll pick something out the closet. Nah, don't buy me now. I got some. I'll put something together. Like, what? I just speed boots $500. Just spent $1,000 on these clothes, and ain't gonna get you a rainbow t-shirt.
Not a rainbow t-shirt.
She don't care. Like, it ain't. No, you the star. They worry about you.
Do you feel like that is like the type of person that she is and has been in this relationship? Do you feel like that is like rare, or
Definitely.
do you see more of that? Because like everybody be talking about all these gold diggers out. No, I don't know.
You know what this world
like,
possess right now.
I don't know because like I just feel like it's just.
So what's the terminology for YN females?
YB? So
young bitch. Ooh, that's a good one. No, but she not that.
Okay, but
it's a big difference.
Okay,
it's a big difference. And she the traditional woman. Like nowadays, they even got down to have a conversation before you even know a girl's name. You got to send her a cash out.
That is crazy to me. What?
Like, hey, how you doing? My cash app is what?
What? That's what they doing for real.
I'm straight.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's a real thing. Like, you go on a date, you got to pay for the friend and the friend.
You got to pay for the friend to do what?
You got to take me shopping before you got to fly me out. You got to do, man, what?
Okay, where does that come from though?
That come from the EYBs, you just said.
But does that mean that because women ain't gonna just start demanding something that's not being given to them? So
let's just be honest. That comes from the generation being different.
Okay.
Like, my lady counterpart grew up in a time where her parents taught her how to be a wife to her husband early on.
Okay.
She was raised with this kind of instillment in her character to say, hey, this is how you take care of your household. Yeah. This is how you navigate, you know what I'm saying, as a woman in the world we live in.
Okay.
Now it's like when kids started raising kids, like they didn't have them aunties and grandmamas and great aunties to show them how to cross their legs and crisscross applesauce and, you know, be a young lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got daughters. I'm still traditional. So, you know, when it comes to the young ladies and the women that I know that's older than these YBs that we speak on, you know, it's a big difference. They don't they generation taught them a certain type of way.
Okay.
Technology, they were raised, you know, different. They weren't raised with the traditional parent or grandparent in the household that taught them how to, you know.
Cause like the way I grew up and like the mentality that I still have, like as a woman, we gonna hold it down. Like it's not too many. Like there are. I'm not gonna say it's not women out there that are like, you know, gold diggers, money hungry, just want to just be taken care of. But for the most part, like a woman will be down for a man if he had nothing. And you know what I'm saying? Like it's less of the example that you see where the man's just paying for everything and he's living this lavish life. Like most of the time, the way I grew up, like the woman was holding it down for the family. Like that's just normal.
Right.
So like I felt like, well, I feel like the way the narrative right now is that, you know, all women just want men for their money and we got these super high expectations. Like I don't know that woman. Now I will say, you know, women after we get a certain level of success, maybe we do want someone at least on this level.
These ain't successful women. They ain't got shit.
Right. So how? But I'm just
how do they demand? They want a nigga to have a house, a car, make scammer money, fly them out, buy them bags, take them shopping, eat steak every day, seafood.
They can't do none of that for themselves.
They want to sit in the section, stand on the sofa, shake ass, and they still stay with their mamas. They don't work. They don't know how to get a job. They probably got a kid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like they don't have half of the things that they're asking for from a nigga. Like,
but some men are funding that lifestyle.
You know why? Because it became a fashion. It became the thing to do.
Okay. Y'all wasting y'all money.
She gonna do whatever I want her to do if I pay for it.
Okay.
That's the thing now.
Yeah. And then a woman who's like
the only way I gotta get your attention is to buy you a bag. All right, I'm gonna go spend $30,000 on that bag. Now you like me. And it's damn, you down there can't even have a regular job. Like you gotta be at a certain level in life to even be attractive to a woman or a YB these days. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I feel like, and that's on the women, right? Like we need to.
But at McDonald's ain't getting no play. None. He could be a manager. That boy running the shift. He making sure it get done. But get what? Nothing.
But instead of like trying to get a man to create this lifestyle for you, baby girl, go out there and get it for yourself. Like, what is you doing? Go to school, get a job.
You got women with good jobs and they own money and they still want guys. If you ain't got what they got or better, they ain't dealing with it. A woman ain't taking care of no man.
Nah.
A girl cannot have nothing and expect a nigga to get on everything. It's very rare that a woman could have everything and a nigga could have nothing and they'll give everything.
I feel like that. Well, maybe nowadays, but back in the day, that used to happen all the time.
Right, I got one. I'm just saying in general, like. Okay. Because when I ain't had nothing, she gave everything. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It just,
Got you.
We talking about in general. Then that's just the ways of the world. But it go back to how they were taught.
Yeah.
It go back to what was instilled in them and the lack of. You know what I'm saying? The lack of parenting, the lack of guidance is why they think the way they think, and why they do the way they do, and why they act the way they act, and why they got you get the results. Mm-hmm. Is because they didn't have, a traditional woman to say, hey, young lady, like that ain't, you get out there and get it. You don't depend on no man. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, how when I grew up, it was, if Buddy wasn't as good as your dad, he ain't getting no attention.
That part. Yeah.
You gotta at least be better than my dad can give me the world. If you can't give me the world or better, hey buddy, it ain't even in my algorithm to deal with, to be around your type of person. Like,
yeah, for sure.
So, it's a big difference.
Yeah, this generation is in trouble. Yeah. Oh, I feel sorry for my son and my daughter. I be like, ooh. So, just to kind of wrap us up, but I need one more story from you. But first, I want to get so like if you could give like any advice for the next generation, your generation, like anybody that's watching on 3 different things. So it's like there's love, success, and wealth. So we're going to start with love. Okay. Just one piece of advice, something to live by.
It took me a lifetime to learn what love is. I don't think I learned how to love or what love was until now. You know what I'm saying? Until I got older, I'm going to say. So, learn how to love yourself and be pure, like just have a pure heart. Yes. Because your own experience is going to be your knowledge. And, if you don't love yourself enough to want to learn and want to be better and want to be the best you in your relationship with people, then it'll never be, no foundation you build will ever be, you'll never be able to stand on it.
And how did you learn how to love and love yourself? Like just from
like
having the right person to show you something different, or just life? Okay.
I just feel like God don't make mistakes. He removed people out your life for a reason. He bring people in your life for a reason. It's up to you to, pay attention to the signs and the red flags, and even in your flags. I'm learning that. Like I had to figure my own red flags out and learn how to, like I said, be transparent and be accountable for what I'm giving and not giving and the effort I'm putting into, my own relationship with people. So, that play a major role in how you present yourself, in certain situations.
Dang, I even just gave me a whole word. Now I gotta think of, I never thought about what are my red flags. All my flags are green.
And lies.
I gotta do some self-reflection. What are my red flags?
Yeah, it ain't
wow,
possible
okay, you gave them a whole word.
Somebody with all green flags is a red flag.
If you think
that
you all green, that is a red flag.
If you think you all green.
Well, no, I know my red flag. I feel like I have grown and matured and gotten rid of some. But I would want to know what are some of the red flags. I may have to do some.
Give me one.
One of my red flags? Okay, so one of them is that I don't like to argue.
Okay.
So
what?
Yeah, I don't. I don't like
you
to.
Just said
what?
Never mind. We're gonna part two. Part two. Part two.
So yeah, so the way I was really bad in communication when it came to my marriage. I wouldn't argue with you.
No, you getting them hands.
I used to try to fight dudes back in the day. I did. I had to work on that.
Yeah, okay. I
used to think I could just beat up a dude. And I had 7 brothers and uncles, and I was bad. But I wouldn't want to argue with you, so I wouldn't communicate when I was angry. I would just be passive aggressive. Okay. I might just wash everything in the house except for your stuff. I might cook a meal for one.
You gotta go. You is getting out of here.
Look, my sister taught me how to make a meal for one. My sister used to make a whole pot of gumbo for one.
You know what?
When she was mad at her husband.
Yeah. Now I can even say when my partner, she could be mad at the world. I'm gonna eat.
You gonna eat? Okay.
She ain't gonna poison the food.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She still gonna cook with love. That's one thing I don't know if I gotta worry about that. Maybe I just ain't made her mad enough for nothing, but I don't know about. And damn, and she did wash the clothes. She washed all your clothes. She I ain't got no hole in none of my good pants and everything. All the stuff I be seeing, I be like, what? You cut a hole in what?
Everywhere his pants and stuff like that.
What?
I was like, I don't do that. Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be.
You gotta start counting your blessings. Niggas, start counting your blessings.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I got clean clothes and good food this week. I'm straight. I gotta start figuring it out. All right.
And then another one of my red flags is that my cutoff game got too swift.
Swift, you got good at it.
Good. I do this thing that's called a sandwich.
Don't tell him yourself. He probably watching. What's a sandwich?
So a sandwich.
Like a real sandwich? Or
no.
This is what you call it.
It's called a sandwich. Okay.
Different go viral. Pay attention.
So, then this is the way that I, break it off with someone. So, a sandwich is basically you want to have something positive as the top piece of bread and something positive as the bottom piece of bread. And in the middle, the meat, you get to it. You know what I'm saying?
The meat is great.
So, you know what? I really enjoy getting to know you. I've enjoyed all of our experiences together. I think you're a great person. Then you hit them with the meat. You know what I'm saying? We just are not on the same page. We're just, we're not equally yoked. Okay. I don't like how you did X, Y, and Z. And this is crazy. That was crazy when you did this. And then you end it with,
but we can still.
I wish you guys. I hope you find what you're looking for. May God continue to bless you.
I cannot believe I'm listening to this. This is crazy.
And then you block. You send the sandwich and you have it delivered and you do never go back. You have to block. That's very important. No rebuttal.
Where's my smart little tequila? I need a drink on this one. This is crazy.
You can't leave room for no crumbs. Like, I leave no crumbs, okay? Eat the sandwich and go about your life.
You get the po' boy.
You go on about your life. So I think I probably should work on that.
Nah, you know what? I don't even think the sandwich is bad.
Because I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave and like hurt your feelings or like, you know what I'm saying, just ghost you or like leave you wondering. So let me give you a little word of advice.
You know what? So here we go. This is crazy. It's coming full circle. So, like, what I'm learning and what, you know, I'm being taught is transparency, right? As long as I'm transparent with myself,
mm-hmm.
it shouldn't even be a struggle to have them tough conversations like that. Where we just have to come with being completely, like, orderly honest, you know,
mm-hmm.
and it don't make you nasty. Right. How you come off, you know, it's always a right way to, you know, communicate. But just being able to just be completely transparent, because what I'm told is it gives your partner the opportunity to make a decision. In other words, let me make a decision on if I want to continue to be here, or if there's something that I want to walk away from, or I feel like whatever, XYZ. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
A lot of times, people self-sabotage. And they just make decisions selfishly. You know, whether they have a hidden agenda in it to get a point across, or it could be, you know, something that they do that's not on purpose, and they don't know, you know, that they're doing it, and they're just doing it based off of how they react into triggers or how they react into situations and stuff.
So, been through some therapy or
I'm
something?
hey.
Okay, we reveal it all. Okay,
this co-host, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, this is smart love him.
Well, no. That's fine, smart love. We're gonna figure it out. No, in all honesty though, like, just being honest with yourself, man, and your partner, you know, completely. Some call it ripping the Band-Aid off, but it's really just being completely honest and giving your partner that raw truth, you know, to and option and in life to decide how they protect their inner peace and their heart.
But oftentimes men say that they don't, or that they can't be transparent because how their woman's going to react to certain, or they may not, or I feel like men are not honest about certain things because they're not going to get the result that they want.
If I got to make an excuse, I don't want to do it.
Okay.
If you ask me a question and I got to make an excuse, I don't want to do it.
I'm sorry. It is flipped. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. We should be able to talk.
Right.
I should be able to give you my transparent honesty, you know, my raw truth, you know, because if it's pure, then I shouldn't fear how you take it.
Right. But it's like you have to get to that level with someone. I think.
Yeah, facts.
You know,
or be that out the gate.
That is rare. Like I don't know.
Now we got some of them women out there too. Now and they be like, man, you should have just told me what you wanted up front.
Yeah, because somebody might be okay, with it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I am. Tell me.
You know,
you never know.
I ain't always been a tell me person. You know, had a time I ain't even know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not to say that I had a hidden agenda. You know, I had intentions, but just I had to grow to understand that that was a thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so yeah, all that play a part in the love part of my advice. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just
be transparent.
Yeah.
And understand love and love yourself. I love it. Okay. What about success, especially in the music industry? Like they need. Yeah, they need some advice.
Stay true to yourself. Trust the process. I feel like it's gonna be what it's gonna be. You get what you put in out of it. If you're not fully invested, you can't expect people to fully invest in you and support. You know, if you ain't putting the work in, you can't expect somebody else to outwork you in your dream. You know, and just believe. Believe that you could do it. Believe that it's worth it. You know, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fall short. Everybody ain't gonna like every song. Everybody not gonna respect your craft. Everybody, everybody do this. Everybody rap. Everybody make beats. Everybody DJ. Everybody a celebrity. So you have to constantly remind yourself what makes you different. Your motivation in the first place. I didn't start doing music for people to like me. I did it because I know how to do it. I did it because I like making good music. I did it because I like challenging myself to create a good body of work when it comes to songs and in general. That's my foundation. It was built off of that. My foundation wasn't built off of being a rapper and being famous and having a lot of money and all that stuff. Yes, that come with it, but at the same time, what I'm getting out of my music is that people genuinely love my music. People, when the song come on, they genuinely feel and understand my side of the story. You know what I'm saying? It's not about just me rapping and coming up with a good hook and going in there talking about some shit I ain't got going on and having to try to convince you I'm this type of nigga in the streets and that I possess these materialistic things. Like my real true raw music is my experiences. People genuinely like those songs more than they do the songs where I wrote that shit in 5 minutes and just put some things together. Like I got a real catalog and my best music came from stuff I've been through. To me, this is my personal favorites.
Yeah.
So, as an artist, when it comes to being successful in the music industry, just, always be a student. Be willing to learn, be willing to take the back seat, sacrifice. You're going to sacrifice a lot, but, just trust the process.
That's dope. Okay, and then what was the last? Wealth. Everyone throw that word around. Like, I want to be wealthy.
Yeah.
Like give us one key. Even if you're not there yet, you see it. Like you have a plan, a vision. I definitely ain't there yet, but and you.
What I've learned over time, in life is that wealth can mean so many different things. You could be mentally wealthy.
Come on, mentally wealthy.
You can be spiritually wealthy.
Yes.
Which is what people call rich in spirit, rich in faith. I want to be wealthy in life in general, in all of those categories. I don't want billions of dollars. I want enough money to be able to wake up and do whatever I want to do. My independent living is situated. My kids is, they can live comfortably and be set for life and their kids. And, you know, just wealthy in general when it comes to having a good spirit, you know, giving back to my community and helping people, you know, in certain situations and circumstances to help them become wealthy in life, you know, just in general. So my advice is, you know, determine your own difference between being selfless and selfish. I had to learn that, you know. I had a habit of helping everybody and you know, doing everything for everybody else, and did something that my partner taught me. I have a bad habit of dimming my own light, as she called it. But
she got to come on next.
Our reality is really just it was true. I would pour into everybody else and do everything for everybody else and so forth and so on. And then when it came time for me, I'm like, oh, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm all right. Or I ain't, you know, I didn't separate myself when it came from giving myself my flowers and being as great as I was. I always downplayed it or whatever the case may be, instead of like stepping into my own light and really just like wearing the hats that I wear proudly, you know, or not necessarily like bragging or boasting, but in a sense of just acknowledging that I'm great in those areas and you know, just putting me first when it came to certain things, and not just accolades, but just in general as a person, you know, and that's down to family, taking care of family and friends and being there for people, being the one everybody can call on. But when I need them, I can't call nobody. You know, when I'm going through it, ain't nobody to borrow that from or depend on to get me through. You know, I gotta figure out how to make a way. And you know, even in those situations, people didn't appreciate the sacrifices you do make, you know, to even be there for them. I still got to be there when you call and you need me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, just learning how to be selfish in times and put you first, you know, but it's okay also to support people and give back, you know, and see other people win, because they winning ain't your winning. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's journey different, you know. You can't be afraid. They call it gatekeeping now. You know, it's so much gatekeeping going on. Other people don't want other people to win or be better than them or be in better positions. But what I've learned over time is you never know when you're gonna need somebody. You never know when, you know, you never know what this person gonna be capable of in the future.
Yeah.
So it might be a time where you'll make a sound decision that could hurt you in the future, because the same person that you made that decision for or about could be in a position to change your life later. You know, or you know, be in a position where you won't be successful in a situation due to, you know, them being a determining factor in how you navigate. So, you know, you just gotta learn when and how to be selfless and selfish and really just build wealth within yourself. You know what I mean? Just know that it ain't all materialistic. You know, being wealthy ain't all materialistic. It took me a long time to just be grateful. Like, we were down in on the beach this past weekend, and you know, just talking about counting the blessings and being humble, in a sense of knowing that it could be worse. You know.
Yeah.
And that's more than just financially. Like last year around this time, we was in a terrible car accident.
Oh no.
You know, she was driving, we got hit by 2 cars and 18-wheeler. You know, we hit a wall in the tree, but just being grateful for life.
Yeah.
And, you know, as she put it, being able to see, you know, the water, it was so beautiful, you know, seeing the clouds and being able to touch the sand and feel the wind against your skin and smelling the ocean water, just the small things. You know what I'm saying? That it's people that wake up every day, and some people blind, and some people don't have a sense of touch, and they can't, they can't hear. You have deaf people, they'll never be able to hear anything.
Yeah.
But, just having those senses and having the small things like all your limbs and being able to navigate every day
so many
on
things
a normal basis. I broke my foot and my fibula in my leg. So it was tough for me to learn how to use one half of my body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And thank God that I had a person beside me that I had. She been in the medical field over 15 years, so she was able to help God nurse me back, or he put her in my space to, you know what I'm saying, be there. So it's like the small thing. Now I'm back. I'm on my feet. I'm back performing, like
dancing,
everything. I can still put that show on. So, I got to thank God for that, because it could have been worse.
Yes.
We could have been buried last year. You know what I'm saying? Not being able to experience anything or be above ground to be here. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate everything, all the little things. Even your platform, like I appreciate you bringing me on. I'm not communicative when it comes to my emotions, and that's even in my personal relationship. So just being on this platform is teaching me how to be more vocal about, being transparent and learning how to express myself.
You've done a great job. You're very deep.
For having me and giving me this opportunity to, I probably said some shit on here I ain't never said to her. I'll probably hear it later, but I still appreciate the opportunity that you invested in me to help me grow as an artist.
Absolutely.
Intellectually, I guess that's
smart love. That's smart love. Gives people the opportunity to relate to you on a different level. You know what I'm saying? It's like, especially in the music industry, you kind of look at the celebrities like they're untouchable, like they got it all together. They're living this perfect life that especially on the internet, that's not really reality. And so oftentimes people try to hold themselves up to that standard, and it's like that's not even real. But to see the real, I've been through some things, you know what I'm saying, I'm still learning, I'm growing, and I feel like people can relate to that, and then that makes them even more of a fan of you, not just your music. And you are a brand. It's not just the music. That's what your focus on is right now. But you may have, you probably have some more future plans. Do you want to act? Do you want to start your own label? Do you want to,
So I have a label that I'm working on building. I've been building it for years, but now professionally, business-wise, I'm building it.
Okay.
And yes, I definitely want to get into film, television. I'm working on, not being camera shy and but just being able to be comfortable in my own skin. And, I'm very intrigued with acting and stuff. I'm not a content creator, and then I can't do that to save my life. But
I didn't think I was a content creator too.
But I definitely like the film side and production side, and I want to write new movies and stuff. So I actually got some screenwriting stuff, I work on the back end. Which they're gonna see that, even with my videos, I'm trying to get into being more theatrical with the videos and the content, creating a story behind the music. And, I just want to be there. I don't want it to be the typical, rapper stuff. I want to at least invest into, giving people a reason to want to, get into the art. And like you said, tap into the man behind the music. You know what I'm saying? The real raw talent. Cause it ain't just rap. I got a real catalog. I got R&B music. I got No, I write every type of everything. So it ain't, you know, once I'm able to get into my creative space, like when you're a genuine fan, you'll know, like, yeah, I got a plethora of music.
That's dope.
Catalog real different. So it's definitely worth listening to. And that's to my genuine fans. Some people listen to keep up with you, and you know, like,
and the algorithm don't care. Like,
so
every view counts. So keep watching.
Exactly, and they're just like this. Like that's why, you know, it's so important because, you know, some people just watch to see, like I said, the BA or B. They want to know. I don't really post, you know, my lady like that. I don't even put out there that she exists much. You know, so like if you know, if you're in my personal space, you know, I try to keep my music what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my personal life to be the focal point of why people watching or supporting or whatever the case may be. Don't support me because you feel like she don't exist and you got to change. No, don't support me because...
Don't do that, ladies.
But that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? You got some rude bitches out there. They want to come to the show because they think that's a closer way of, maybe if I support him, then, you know, so I can get his attention or whatever. Like, no, be a genuine fan. Like, you know, don't jump in my algorithm because you want to watch my life and see what I got going on or who I'm around and what celebrities I'm dealing with. Or, no, if you like the music, you like the music. You don't, you don't. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no, like, I don't want the transactional relationship.
Period, like, at all.
Don't be around me just because, or, you know, you watching what I post, trying to dissect information. You know what I'm saying? Listening to what I'm like, even in the interviews, like, you know, you watching the interview back to see what I said about certain experiences I got. You know what I'm saying? Just so you can be, oh, here girl ain't doing this or doing that. No, I'm uplifting her every time. You're not gonna have nothing bad to say. Yeah. You don't even know. You don't know her. So, you know what I'm saying? For you to speak on something, it'll just be at your own risk. But we gonna take it personal because it ain't gonna be allowed. You know what I'm saying? But that's another reason why I'm so private, because it come with too much.
Yeah, you know I definitely understand that.
I just rather my people be genuine fans and really just genuinely support the music and my side of the story and relate to my experiences. You know, even when it's R&B music, like I write real R&B music, not just fuck you music or, you know, I got these type of bitches, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't that. Like, I'm talking about real old school vibes. Like, I got real R&B catalog.
I got to go to the catalog.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so where do we find, like, all of this greatness? How do we follow you?
Definitely in the near future, I'm going to be releasing a lot of music. Okay. I just dropped a project called Still Slept On. That's not R&B, but it's more towards my experiences in life, and it showed just the artistic side of me, but I also gave some different type of vibes on there. I dropped it on my daughter's birthday, so I had a little tribute to them. Not necessarily a tribute, but I kind of was part one of that it was called Sincerely Daddy, and it was just basically like giving my kids my side of the story, like the insight on what started.
Like, I feel like girl dads like
well, I had one son, but combined, you know, more than one. Okay. But biologically, you know, it was to tell my side of the story because of my circumstances and my fatherhood situation. So that was a little personal for me. And then, you know, I have a song on there called Unapologetically Myself, which touched on a lot of different things that I was going through, talking to God, basically just battling, venting, you know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of my real life situations and circumstances. So that was just a point where I was kind of venting in the music. I had a song on there called Hitters, where that was geared more towards the YNs and how this generation is when it comes to gun violence and stuff like that.
Come on with the lessons.
So there was more storytelling. And it's some rap on there. I was popping it a little bit. The song called Addy, I kind of just was kind of showing them the range of, me being able to, that's like mixtape Future, you know what I'm saying? I was tapping into the, like just showing them, I just gave them a variety of, is that all the song? I'm trying to think. And Knick Knack, which is my new single. It's called Knick Knack Paddywhack. And it's basically just, me being a YN. Okay. It's YN mindset.
Okay.
But I definitely don't promote gun violence. I don't indulge in those kind of environments. I'm not around it. I'm well polished, when it comes to putting those messages out there. But it's just to prove to my fans that I can relate to, street-wise, I can relate in the household, I can relate in relationships. I can be a father, I can be big bro, I can be aunt, I can be, whatever necessary.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where this, and the whole point of the EP is that I feel like I'm still slept on. So I named it that because I feel like a lot of times people overlook me as an artist. And, I've been overlooked in so many situations over time. So, that's just, it was personal for me. So these, I got PTSD. I'm probably going to work on dropping by New Year's. That's People Thought I Stopped Dreaming. It's basically, just sharing with the world, again, my side of the story when it comes to me being musically inclined and in tune with myself, and again, telling my situations and stuff like that, and reminding people that I'm still working. This music thing is still important to me. It's still a dream of mine, you know what I'm saying? So
you doing it. You living the dream. Where do we follow you? How can we get all this greatness that's coming? All the social platforms, the streaming platforms, everything. How do we find you?
My social platforms is Diiago, D, 3 I's, AGO. That's pretty much my Instagram. My distribution platforms is under the same name, Diiago, but it's with the addition of Prada. It's Diiago Prada, which is my name. It's D3I's AGO, Prada, like the clothing line. I'm on all streaming platforms, playlists, anything you listen to, I'm there. Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, Pandora, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Diesel, iHeartRadio, you name it. All the new music that I'll be dropping will be on all distribution platforms. Just stay tuned. I'm definitely dropping all the information on my social platforms as well. So make sure you go and follow me. Stay tapped in. My YouTube is D3 AGO, Prada, Prada, like the clothing line, which I'll be putting more interviews and shows and stuff like that, experiences on my YouTube.
Okay, good. I'm on content creation.
Yeah. I did 2 movies this year. Well, one, and I'm working on another. I will be on the soundtracks of those.
Okay.
And I'll be on film, actually on screen very soon.
You working.
Yeah. Now booking. So,
okay.
Hosting, performing, whatever. I'm there. Just tap in. Yeah.
Wow, that's dope. Well, thank you so much, Diiago. This is my new brother right here.
I know, right?
Hey,
I'm trying to co-host everything, man.
Hey,
you know
what I'm saying? He got, smart love him.
Hit the DM. You feel me? Drop it in the comments.
Come on.
Type in co-host, tag her.
Yes.
So we can change her mind. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, let's do it.
Catch y'all.
Send us some topics, cause for real,
Facts.
Hey, I feel like he can go on any topic.
Now we're gonna talk about it all.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. I ain't scared to talk about you. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. This was Smart Love. It's all about smart love.
Facts.
Get you some.
Appreciate y'all, man.